Moving you over in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, everybody! I am back with more RNG goodness. I'm Asuka424. We're going to do Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Restricted Act 1. While I cut the audio for a hot second so I could pull up my notes so I don't bork this, I would love my commentator to introduce himself.
Hello, everybody. You may have heard my voice yesterday running Nex Machina 80% solo with Asuka424 on comms. And we have now flipped the roles because I'm now on comms. And my knowledge of this game's run is basically zero because I just beat the game 2 days ago. So I will be learning the run soon, but I haven't learned it yet.
And I will say, for those worried about spoilers, what's fantastic about running the Act 1 category specifically, it is completely spoiler-free. It stops right before the big plot points start happening, and we skip all the cutscenes. So if you haven't played this game, you're not going to get spoilered much of anything. So, yeah. I'm as ready to go as I can be. You ready to go, Dane?
Let's get the run started.
Time for some wee and some woo.
Yep.
We do this actually on a down patch, so we are on patch 56442. That's like 3 or 4 patches ago, and we're going to run this on story. So, let's just go. Rip the band-aid. It's fine. And in true
Good luck.
Thanks. In true RPG fashion, we cutscene skip. Yay.
Cutscenes are being skipped.
Oh my god.
I don't know the run, so I have to just do this as the commentary for the whole run.
my regrets have turned into regrets.
All 43 minutes is going to be me doing my best SKA impression.
Oh jeez. Bless our rotund son.
Also, I can do a pretty decent Monoko.
Yes. Feet. Also, that's one of the most savage lines in the prologue, and you don't know it yet.
It's true. All right, here we go. Feet. Thank you. I'm here for the next 43 minutes.
I have so many regrets. So we are going to start with our RNG Hexstorm with this first fight. So we want to see orange numbers. If we don't, instant 3-second time loss. Nope. That's unfortunate. Because if we got crits right there, we wouldn't have to use our free aim to do more damage, but... You'll also notice that while I'm waiting for certain attacks, I will just stop talking. Because what makes this run like viable, whether it's just Act 1 or the full run itself, is the wonderful parry. Dane, you know a decent enough about parrying and guarding in this game. We can chit-chat about it for a while.
Well, first of all, that fight that we just did with Mael, because we're playing as Gustav, that fight was kind of the tutorial that shows you how this game works. It's turn-based combat, mostly, but it does have the kind of RTA element of you have to be ready to counteract against your opponent. And so that fight is just kind of a tutorial. And of course, Mael got demolished in that because she did not Gustav a chance. I'm not going to apologize.
I will have you know, you, like myself, are gamageable.
So chat, to point out,
actually,
we talked about
really quickly, there is a pair of lines that are coming up right here where she's going to talk about Lune, and because we're just running straight through, Sophie, this character, is savage right here. That's like, you would make a cute couple. I feel sorry for her. It's like, wow, Sophie. But yeah, sorry, continue. because we are going to skip cutscenes, and it's Expedition 33, so assume every cutscene we skip is depression, and we don't like depression here. So, feel free.
It's because it's French, so. But yeah, it's turn-based combat, and during the opponent's attacks, you have to be kind of ready to parry and dodge against them. Parrying is really useful because every time you get a parry, by default, you get 1 action point. You need action points in order to use your skills, which is kind of like your main means of doing damage, or using your kind of like being able to buff other characters or yourself, and being able to do elemental damage. And you can also do elemental damage with your base attacks, depending on which weapons you have equipped. But a lot of this combat kind of boils down to being able to guard, like to parry things appropriapropriately, and kind of knowing when to dodge as well. Dodging doesn't give you any action points. By default, there are kind of upgrades that you can equip that let you get action points back if you dodge, but we're only at the beginning of the game. We haven't gotten that far yet. So knowing when to dodge is also kind of important, and is very, very useful for being able to kind of plan out your combat plan effectively.
So right now pretty much the whole prologue is, well, setting up the whole story, and there's not a heck of a lot going on other than chit-chatting. Once we finish the prologue, which is going to happen in the very near future, that's when fun starts, and I have to start doing combat. And I'll say what's that?
I say you didn't even fight the mime.
Nope.
Fine. Anyways, what were you saying?
I'm using an insurance policy called Chroma Elixir, because yes, I've taken a hit on this first fight because I wasn't paying attention. It'd just be that way. So we are doing restricted, because we have access in the restricted category to everything except the overflow-underflow glitch, because that breaks the game and we don't like that. I am going to get through this fight pretty quickly by hitting the sweet spot, the crit spot. Its head right there. And then I'm going to hope he attacks quickly, which he doesn't, because of course.
NCA attacks slowly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so much RNG based on how or what attacks enemies use, because this whole game is so cinematic, and yeah, that includes the attacks. A little speedrun quality of life thing I'm doing here is I have my run set to push to toggle, so I don't have to keep holding down the run button, which is so much nicer on my fingers.
That's nice. I didn't even think to do that during my first playthrough.
You should do that!
Now that I know it's there, I'm gonna do that. I think I just didn't catch that. Granted, I usually do hold the sprint anyway, so that's, yeah.
These people are sleeping. We'll just say that. But we are going to get...
after they turn to dust, yes.
Yeah. Well, no, these don't turn to dust. They're basically stone.
Yeah.
They're pretty stone cold, like this next enemy we're going to fight with Ice, who's also a stone.
Wait, are they stone cold like Steve Austin?
No. They're better. So this is Lune. This is the kind of... the one part of the game where she matters, because after our least favorite fight in the game, Avec, she's no longer useful to the party. But she flies, and that's okay because she's our mage. But yeah, I should say the overflow glitch was found that basically gives you completely unlimited stats, and there's a lot of setup for it. It's kind of like a double menu stacking thing, but it makes it so pretty much every fight is trivial, even on expert. So there was some discussion in the community as to, do we include it any percent? So instead we made it glitchless, any percent, and then what we're doing here is restricted, because honestly I am not a fan of that overflow glitch.
Yeah, it definitely would kind of trivialize the run and turn it into a bit of just a menu simulator. And, some people like those kinds of runs. I enjoy them depending on the game, but this game probably wouldn't be all that great with it just being menuing, since, like Asuka was saying, the game is very cinematic. It is very visually... It's meant to be a visual experience more than, like, anything else, and so you would miss out on a lot of that if you could just tank everything in one hit.
Hey, got the clean jump. Nice.
Let's go.
A lot of times you can, if you jump up that ledge, you'll grab it and then jump up after that. You can just skip that motion. But here's where I need to pay attention if they're attacking quickly or slowly. Okay. And you are going slowly. Okay, we're fine here. So if you want to talk about the 20%, of course it did that. That's a little bit of a time loss right there. That just sometimes happens. If you want to talk about the 20% damage free or no damage perk, because yeah, we need to not take damage in any of these fights before the evac. What the?
You're talking about the one Pictos?
No, if you don't take damage during a fight, you get 20% bonus XP. Which is yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you do a fight hitless, you take no damage. You get as I was saying, 20% extra bonus XP, and that is really important because the menuing economy, or sorry, the menuing, but the leveling economy in this run is very, very tight, as it so often is in RPGs. And so if you end up taking a hit, then you have to take an extra fight somewhere in the run, and that's going to be...
You actually would have to take it... you would have to take it right here, because without the XP bonus, you would not hit level 2. So, and you wouldn't be able to get marking shot.
Got you. Yeah. So chat. I'm still learning a lot of things about this run, even now. But eventually, we will. Very nice platforming.
All right. This is the one time, actually one of two times, I switched to my mouse to equip some Pictos. We'll go right there.
And yeah, Pictos are these things that she's picking up. They're basically like swappable runes that you can equip in order to buff your stats and give you special perks. So like the very first one we picked up was Dodger, which gives you an extra AP point if you successfully execute a perfect dodge, dodging at in the same frame window as you would for getting a parry. And so we're not picking up very many of these because a lot of them are out of the way or they just take way too long to actually get. But whenever we are able to get one that's actually like useful, we'll be equipping it. And the really nice thing about Pictos is once you have completed 4 fights with one of them equipped, everybody else in your party can also equip the special perk. They don't get the stat bonus from it, but they do get to have the actual like perk that the Pictos has, which is very, very nice.
So there is a lot. This fight is the very easy way for the game to just get reset back to the start screen. There is a lot that's going on here that I need to go right. Like, I actually don't want a crit shot like I just got. There is a very tight window of how much damage I'm trying to do to evac before Gustav's 4th turn. And it is very, very tight. So it makes a difference between a first phase evac fight or straight up losing a minute at a time.
Evac is a big RNG fest, and actually fairly difficult fight on a first playthrough. At least I found that to be the case. And runners do reset here a lot. So you'll hear runners say they just want to get out. They just want to get out of this fight, or they just want to evacuate.
I
will not be
oh no! He took too much damage. So we're gonna get the shields. That's unfortunate. He's gonna pop his shields. Yep. That's what we didn't want. That's as soon as he took the burn damage, I knew we were kind of dead to rights there. So So we're just going to do that. So, where are you? Okay. So pretty much we're going to pop the shields with Lune, which is not that big of a deal. We're going to... Like, it's easily workaroundable, but it's still just so annoying. Yeah, I'm just going to hit you because I'm angry, and I forgot to switch it. Alright. I saw that in chat. Like, I'm not even bothering to take out the crit shot because Avec is a butt. So there's a cinematic ending to this one, which is fine. Yeah, it's putting in perspective. It's like when I said you lose a minute at a time if Avec just decides to take just enough damage to go into shield phase. That was literally, like, looking at my splits, that was exactly a minute 9 seconds lost.
Yep, over a minute. That's how much time you can lose on Avec, and why you will reset a lot during, like, PB attempts.
Also enjoyed that, like, super lag right there.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that's a lot more lag than I remember having.
Yeah, my graphics card's a little bit older and my computer's a little not as powerful. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, fair. Well, it's the first time I played a Go World, so.
Yeah, when I'm in the final area of this game, I try to avoid looking at the temperature of my computer because, oh, it's scary. It is very scary. So we're heading to Flying Waters next, and this is where the run completely goes off the rails. You will see both a very, this is one of those games where it's just kind of, well, here we are now. And the game will sometimes drop inputs, which makes things really fun from a speedrun perspective when you're trying to parry everything.
Or
and
when you're
sometimes
just trying to
dodge.
play casually and you keep hitting the parry button, but nothing happens.
So Flying Waters is where, again, we break the run in restricted 90%. We are going to do an out-of-bounds skip that is a very long, terrifying skip, but skips a whole bunch of stuff, including the boss of this area. And we are going to do what's called a null warp, which skips a huge section of things, some cutscenes, and just a lot of stuff that we don't care about. So, honestly, good call in chat. Yeah, just blame that on a dropped input, because it happens all the time. Every time, guaranteed, that it is dropping input, even when it doesn't drop an input. It's fine.
I notably gave this game a 9.9 out of 10, and it would be a 10 if they ever fixed A, the performance issues, and B, the dropped input issues.
Here's what's fun. It's worse on this patch than what you're used to.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So right now what I'm doing is I'm setting up null warping. Dane, I need you to help me remember a number and, like, do not meme this. Okay?
Okay, I will
like,
write down the number.
It's for this one and the next one. Like, no joking.
Okay.
It's basically like 1504, 1505. If everything goes according to plan, it's going to be the third save, but there's a specific save that I have to go back to in the very near future to do this skip. And
So it's 1504 or 1505?
It's going to be one of those two.
Okay.
I'm not terrible. 1504 looked like the duplicated one, so it uses really weird save witchcrafting and wildness to break the game. So let me wait till... Oh yeah, by the way, we have my L back. I'm going to let that save. Now, if all goes... So we're going to go back to the save we just saved. We're standing here. We're going to load that. I'm going to go into the menu, immediately back out, and if it doesn't happen correctly, my L is falling out of bounds. And we load up the save again, and my L is suddenly back inbounds, and we've skipped the entirety of the manor. So we get that is a null warp. Now, in recent patches, they've actually patched out that specific null warp, and ironically, there is a faster way to do that now, but I haven't quite learned that way yet. So, and I actually didn't activate a quick save or an autosave you need to do that quicker version. So I was stuck using that. Yeah, so there was some witchcraft that just happened, and because you're not sweating enough in flying waters, that out of bounds silliness I alluded to briefly. Yeah, it's about to happen. I actually also forgot to do an autosave at the flag, so I might have to do an autosave in a little bit. But yeah, so we're gonna do some silliness right now. This jump isn't the issue. It's this jump for me. It takes me a hot second. Hey. Okay, Lune, go away.
I'm also a little bit behind.
Oh, there we go. All right. So, we're just climbing. Oh, I missed the coral.
Platformer.
Rude.
Oh, darn. Let's see. Best platformer of 2025.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, if you happen to see SGDQ, this was the skip that was trying to be shown off, and it was not behaving. And you have to do it for, and kudos to going for it. Like, this is a very rough skip. Okay, I can work with that. Yep.
Another thing you'll notice that she does is she actually attacks as she's landing, and the reason why is because if you fall from a high enough height, you'll roll out of it, and obviously when you're dealing with like really thin, small platforms like that, that would be very bad. So attacking actually cancels the roll, and that's how she's able to control where she's landing and actually staying put.
All right, I did not do a save, so I'm going to.
Probably a good idea. To save
yeah.
Yeah. So cool little feature of this game. You can actually save anywhere. You just have to change your loadout, and then
So it'll do a save in progress. So I'm saved right here. Turns out I didn't need it, but here we are. This is called insurance policies. Also, if you've never been here, that's because we are very, very out of bounds. Very, very, very out of bounds. All right, this is kind of an annoying jump, and boop. Nope, I didn't boop enough. Boop. I didn't boop enough there. Okay, well, okay. My L.
What?
Yeah. Flying waters is fun. Let's come on. There we go. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. We are not done with the scary jumps yet.
There's still more to be done.
Yeah, it's.
Mael?
Oh yeah, this will happen. This will happen in this skip. You just have to kind of roll with the punches and kind of accept your fate. All right, get me on this rock, Mael. Okay, now hold please for station identification. And over there, and jump, and we have skipped flying waters.
Very nice. Jeez.
Yeah, that is a wild out of bounds. And because we're not done yet, we have to go immediately into setting up the next null warp. Because, yeah, we are going to do a little bit of menuing right here. We're going to beef up Mael because she is now our powerhouse. Gustav is just happy to be here. But he is going to learn Powerful, and Mael is going to learn Swift Stride. Okay. So, I'm going to save my game again. I'm going to load that. Now do it in reverse. Yes, but no. All right. 2017. That's the number we're going to... That's just confirming, yeah. That is what we need to remember. That one scares me a little bit more just because it's a little bit further down the road to learn that, but... so we've skipped... here's where this run gets fun. For those of you that have played Clair Obscur, we pick up a 4th character in there. We don't go in there. Because of the null warping and the out-of-bounds skips, especially the one we're about to do, we do not have to pick up the 4th character, but she will be talking in cutscenes. You will see her pop up in 2 text bubbles, even though she's not in the party. So this first, like, not this jump, but this first jump is so much more annoying than it has any right to be. Okay. You know, I talk a big game like you were supposed to be an annoying jump, but, you know, here we are. Also, rocks are suggestions.
It just means that you are, like, absolutely goated gamer. So.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. So, for those of you worried about spoilers, you don't have to worry about it because we're not even in the area. What's actually fun... Hold on. What's really fun, what I love about getting back in bounds, is, quite frankly, you need to change your settings. So, we go to settings. We drop our settings down to 30 FPS. Because that's how this just works. You jump. You do some running. And now you're back in bounds. That only works on 30 FPS.
FPS shenanigans.
Yep. I love that so much more than I have any right to love. Alright, so... wasn't paying attention. Now, here we need a crit on the final attack that we do. I never get this crit, but I need to kind of focus up to make sure I hit this. Because we should not be here at all. We should be completely story locked. But here we are. Also, shout out to the strongest ice attack ever. This also begins the combat loop that you'll see very much all the time. And that is, hold on. Where Mael does a lot of damage. Oh, I did get the crit! What is this? Game! You bork on a Vec, and I gold split.
That was a gold split.
On Francois. Okay, game. Okay. Okay, game. This is... we need to talk about this, because I'm not happy with you right now.
Oh, excellent.
Right. That was the thing. I never... like, because... so, with the Pictos I have equipped... oh, yeah, that's CL talking. She's not in our party, but she's talking, like, out of telepathy or something. I never get the crit chance to proc. Of course I get it during a dead run, because you know what? That's what we're doing here. And, yeah. That was...
it's not a dead run, it's a showcase.
That was a lot earlier for that to activate, and I have concerns.
That was... yeah, doesn't it activate when you get to the top of the stairs?
Yeah, I'm a little scared right now.
2017.
Yeah. Well, okay.
You just accidental speed tech, Pog, champ?
Come on. I should get a cutscene, or... huh. That did not work. Which is very strange. Yeah, that didn't work. Because it should have been a cutscene. Well, we just lost. We get to see it again. I'm not sure why it didn't work.
knew the intricacies of this skip, I would be able to comment effectively about it, but I do not.
Actually, I have a theory. So, I actually just realized I have to go back to camp. What I think happened was I didn't wait for the second load to appropriately load.
Okay.
I think. Which happens. Yeah. Null warping has always been really wonky, so it sometimes just be that way. Alright, so 2039 is the new time.
2039. Got
2039. Thankfully, that's not that bad of a... Like, it's still, you have to go through the Francois fight again. So this time, obviously, I won't get the crit to proc. But... Oh, bless that stagger, that lagginess.
Oh, man, that
right?
lag.
Yeah, it's like I was telling Dane earlier, it's like for some reason the null warps have been acting very strange lately. Where it's like one works and one doesn't. So the fact like the first one worked, I admittedly was even more concerned about that second one because that's just how it's been going. Which is fair. It's something I'm gonna have to
fighting.
Yeah, it's something I'm gonna have to lab at some point, or at least probably ask in the Discord what's going on. So yeah, we're fighting Francois again.
Okay, so if we're fighting him again, then when we show up there, he's probably going to be confused and he's going to ask, Francois, what are you doing here? I will not be apologizing.
You anger me. Not really.
Yeah, I think she's going to give me the ring back.
Yeah, probably. Alright. So again, we get to see wonderful 30 FPS. Oops. Huh. Alright. And like, it's literally as simple as just kind of going to this specific spot and running, which I love. Like, there's nothing difficult or anything about that. You just, like, you might have to, because when I started learning that going back in bounds, I was jumping around like a wild child. Like, I was trying to do so much. Oh, no, you just walk. It's like, oh, okay. That's fine. All right. So, I think this would be a good time to talk about, Mael's kind of rotation of Spark, Swift Stride, Per se.
Yeah.
If you'd like to. I need to pay attention to these counters.
I actually don't know the whole setup. I know that so Mael's whole combat gimmick, I guess for lack of a better word, is she operates based on stances and different skills.
See, there's
and
lack of
different
crit.
weapons. Yeah, so different skills give you different stances. So she starts out stanceless unless you have like certain weapons equipped, and you will typically start out with an attack that will shift you into a certain stance, and like I cannot remember the name of it. The offensive stance gives you a
virtuose. Or no, there's offensive, defensive, virtuose, and stances.
Yeah, so yeah, virtuose is the one that you want because virtuose gives you a base 200% damage buff. So you just do double damage automatically for your next attack. And but the thing is, she can't stay in one stance for more than one turn, with certain exceptions. Like certain skills will let you stay in stance if certain conditions are met. But once she uses an attack while she's in virtuose stance, she'll go back to stanceless, and she'll have no buff. So a lot of the combat loop with Mael is basically. Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah, a lot of the combat loop is setting up Mael to basically have all the other characters in the party buff her and then have her
What was the time?
unload 2039.
Okay, thank you. Continue.
Have her just unload a buttload of damage all at once. So, like the move where Gustav sticks his sword into the ground and that red aura kind of emanates outward from that. That's a move that he has that gives everybody else in the party powerful, which is a status effect that gives everybody a damage buff. Is it 50% extra, I think?
What?
Oh, no.
Huh. That's a little awkward. All
What
right.
is that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here.
It's 2039.
Well, unfortunately, we can't really go back to it. I could try... Well, I'm going to need a flag, but let's... No, it has to be that. Yeah, I am not sure what's going on with that. What we might need to do, because that null warp is not working, I'd say, let's see, 34. I did bake in enough time to give it one more shot. If it doesn't work, then this was...
Load a safety save.
Well, the one save I have goes right to Lampmaster.
Okay.
So, 2017 was the
that.
original one, right? Yeah, 'cause it was...
That was the original, yeah.
Okay. So that's saved. Yeah, sometimes it just does not like to behave. So this will have to get labbed for sure before Fatales. 2023. Yeah, we'll give it one more shot. If the warp doesn't work, we can just go right to the Lampmaster fight, and that's perfectly fine by me. Oops. But, yeah, so welcome to the fun part about warps that just decide to not behave appropriately.
Yeah, technical run is technical.
Yeah,
God, that lag is so bad.
Right? So, like, I will say with, actually in this extra time, with the full run, so Act 1 is quickly becoming the only one that does not bring CL. It skips it. Or it skips that whole section, which is like a solid 10 to 15 minutes of content.
My queen.
Yeah, and what's actually kind of wild is there was this huge debate when these routes were being like routed for the first time as to whether or not bringing CL in the full run was worth the time loss of getting her. And now, of course, this jump isn't working. Because it is one of those, that's 10 minutes of time. Like, that's huge. So is it worth it to bring her? Or is it worth it just to say, you know what, not worth the time, blah, blah, blah. And for a while, like, what was really cool about the routing of this game was that for a while there were tons and tons of different routes. And there we go. Like, there was talk about, like, was solo faster than team? Was it, like, what's the composition of our teams? Like, there was, for a good chunk of time, there was no right answer. And the leaderboards were, like, filled with so many different options. Now it's kind of found a nice little, like, stable, happy place that basically is, well, Mael is just wrecking everything. So that's what we kind of do. We still bring Mael. But, yeah, for a while it was very open-ended. There we go.
And since we're doing the Francois fight again, this is actually a good time for me to repeat the same joke that I said earlier, which is when we get to Francois, because he's going to be confused about us again. What? Wait.
I might just be going to Lampmaster, because...
What on?
Yeah. The game the game is breaking, because that was the
Oh
previous
my.
save. Yeah. I am literally breaking this game live. So, what we're going to do...
The cutscene there is supposed to start when you go into that area,
Yeah.
but it's not
All
starting.
right. Yeah, it's not starting at all.
Oh.
I legitimately think I broke the game.
Yeah, safety save time.
Yeah, so we're going to skip ahead a little bit. Huh.
Oh,
No. I kind of went to the wrong menu. So this might be a scuffed run entirely.
oh no.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed what I just did.
I saw it. Oh no. So,
So this is a last ditch. Send your energy in chat. I'm going to back up to a different 17. Yeah, it still exists in our hearts. 2047, right?
2047.
Okay.
Or wait, no, 2039. It was the first one was 2017, the second one was 2039.
Okay. So we will try 2039. So this is chat when we need all of the energy. Because you can tell I'm so used to backing up, or I should say restarting a run. I just went to new game and overwrote that thing. All right.
Yep.
Okay, 2050.
2050. Got it.
Okay, officially 2051.
51. Okay.
All right. I don't like that it's fast forwarding through time, but here we are.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that is kind of the downside of this game. It null warping, so it very much breaks a lot of stuff. Okay, that's a good sign that we're getting these comments, because that tells us we're back far enough. Yeah, I understand why they patched out null warping, because one thing I haven't really talked about with null warping is to activate it, I have to, while I'm loading a save, I have to go into the menu, which is why I'm standing really close to a flag, and then immediately backing out of the menu. So in theory, all you have to do is load into the menu. The catch is if you only load into the menu, you lose the ability to autosave until you literally quit out of the game. Which is a big problem, because now there's a lot of things you can no longer do. Like save your game! Ever! Which is kind of a problem. Because I remember the first time I was learning null warping, I'm like, why am I losing the ability to save? And then, well, it's kind of because of this. I'm like, oh, I get you now. So, once more, with feeling and hope.
When we get to Francois, since we've seen him before, is he gonna ask, Francois, what are you doing here?
Alright, so it should go into a cutscene. Okay, we have the cutscene.
Okay.
So the save is behaving.
We'll see how well it does.
Swear to God. Watch, this will be the time I miss a parry on the strongest ice attack ever. Because that's just what's gonna happen. Alright, I have powerful, cool. I love how it gets to the point. Yeah, honestly, worth considering, friendo, in chat.
How dare you.
Alright, so we're in Virtuos. We're gonna mark the target. Now we're gonna dodge, because we don't want to... so the reason we dodge instead of parry on that specific shot is because we really want Mael's per se to get the mark shot, because that just adds the damage. All right.
In-
Francois. Francois. Please tell me your cave is going to behave. Like, I'm going to take a long route and hope that I don't trigger the SKA cutscene. Because, yeah, what's being very weird is you usually have to walk up the stairs to activate SKA. For some reason, it's activating really early, which is why it's a little concerning.
Something.
Yeah,
that's
it's doing it
never
again.
happened before.
Bluntly, if this null warp doesn't work, it's going to be a scuffed run. Because
It'll be a mercy kill.
yeah, it's not behaving. So, I don't like that it's...
Yeah, it's saving multiple.
It's
I
saving
don't know
multiple
which one
times,
to
which is a
do.
problem.
Yeah.
Because that's
well,
supposed
it's
to
only
be
got
duplicated.
2.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it needs to be because it's the third save I have to go to, and
Yeah.
these two should be the same. Like technically, it should be this one.
One's 8 seconds ahead.
Well, no, one's 1 second ahead.
Well, no, in real time.
It's
Like, the actual timestamp.
So we can go back to 2407 and hope and pray.
Okay, if you want to try that.
Yeah. Yeah, so after this, if this doesn't work, then it's a dead run.
First to kill it.
Yeah. Okay.
Chat, cross your fingers harder than you've ever crossed them before.
Nope, that did not work.
Darn.
Yeah, so what I was looking for is for Gustav to actually be... There was a cutscene I was waiting to see to skip. And, yep, I was supposed to start right here. So, unfortunately, you don't get to see the final area. That's just kind of how Claire likes to behave on occasion. So, yeah, at that point, this will have to be a mercy kill. The saves are not behaving, and I'm not quite sure why. So, it happens. Like I said, there's been wonkiness with the null warps lately, so... they pretty much cross it. But, yeah, there's not a whole heck of a lot left in the run. The Lampmaster fight's really cool. I do, even though it is very kind of unstable, I definitely recommend trying out the run, at least from Act 1, because... Again, you get to do a lot of really cool tech when it behaves, and yeah, you don't get to see a super sad cutscene, which is good. But yeah, we'll mercy kill it here, but you got to see the bulk of Act 1. So if you want to try out the speedrun, you should do so. The community's pretty awesome, and they're super welcoming. But yeah, otherwise, Dane, who are you? Where can they reach you?
You can find me on Twitch. I stream fairly often, but you should all be following Asuka because she does stream things like Clair Obscur and Final Fantasy Type 0 and lots of other silly things. So go follow her, twitch.tv/Asuka424.
Nah, go follow twitch.tv/dangerous. He actually streams a lot, so. But yeah. So unfortunately, again, sorry for the mercy kill, but it just happens with this game from time to time. So I blame you, legally distinct Robert Pattinson. But yeah, so enjoy the rest of the marathon. It's been fun, and y'all are super cool.
Have a good one, folks.
Yeah.